Welcome back to TV5 News at 9, everyone. It is time now for Education Matters, and we're here with Dr. Craig Douglas. So, Dr. Douglas, thanks for coming in.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you, too. It's been a while.
Yes, it has.
All right, so this is something I'm very excited about because I've always taken interest in other people's cultures, and, you know, with the holidays coming up, we just want to see how people around the world are celebrating and how we can learn about it. So I think that's really great about learning about other traditions. So, Dr. Douglas, tell us the concept behind taking virtual trips to learn about these other communities that celebrate this time of year.
So full credit, Blake. I was in a first grade classroom last week, Mrs. Vincent's room.
Okay.
And at Washington Elementary School, and she took her students on a virtual field trip to Sweden. And you know how today we have the elf on the shelf? Well, she tied elf on the shelf to a custom that they have in the country of Sweden.
Okay.
Where they have this miniature, kind of a gnome-like creature, and they call it a tomkin. And tomkin is around the farming community. It's supposed to bring farmers good luck. And anyway, the capstone of it is children are supposed to put a bowl of porridge out on Christmas Eve for Tomkin, who's supposed to visit. So a lot of similarities to our traditions here, and yet some distinctions and some nuances. So it gave me the idea of, you know, as a parent or grandparent, this is a great opportunity to teach our children what is being done and celebrated in other countries. I reflected back on my own childhood. We had a foreign exchange student from Mexico, and we learned a lot about customs that he had in his home, and the food, the tamales they would fix, and of course the piñata, and other customs in Mexico. And then talking about the segment with my wife, she reflected that they hosted a graduate student from Poland when she was a kid. And they had a big tradition of a big meal on Christmas Eve. Well, Joan's father was a Methodist minister, so at Christmas Eve service, so they had the big meal at noon on Christmas Eve day. And so they sit down and they start passing the food, and the guy passes the food by a couple times. And Joan, you know, noticed her mom was kind of wondering, you know, did she not fix food that was, you know, appealing or whatever. And so Joan just said, you know, what's the deal? You don't like mom's food? And he said, no, in our country, the custom is to pass the food by a couple times out of respect to the preparation of it, but also out of respect to the other people, so there'd be enough food for everyone to have. In Poland, there was a scarcity of food. So the point, Blake, is this. With so many different customs and so many similarities to ours, it's a way for children to expand their knowledge of the world and see how really the globe has begun to shrink, and we can become more and more respectful of each other's cultures. That's the point. So Mrs. Vincent opened the door, and I thought it was a great idea.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Vincent. That's awesome. And you said tamales, and around Christmas time when I was in Arizona, that was a go-to. So it's really great to see the expansion of our knowledge into other cultures. So, Dr. Douglas, what questions would be a good starting point for parents to get that ball rolling?
Well, certainly characteristics of the country, whatever country is chosen. Rick Steves on PBS has a segment on European tradition. So let's say we're talking about a European nation, you know, what size is the country, what's their main language, what foods, we've talked about food, that's always a big topic for other cultures. Rituals, traditions, beliefs, all those root values are important, but then maybe some mathematics can be worked in, Blake. That was my major. How far away is this country from where we're at right now? How far is that in miles versus kilometers? If we were to travel there, how would we get there? Would we fly? How long would it take? All those questions can perk to the surface and expand the knowledge and go off in different tangents. With the internet and the ability for us to research, I mean, really there's no limit to the questions that can be revealed.
Yeah, well, this is great. We're running low on time, so I know that we could always talk more and more forever and ever, but we really appreciate it. And is there anything else you want to add?
Just best wishes for everyone for a safe and restful and a joyous holiday season.
Yeah, and knowledgeable one, too. Dr. Douglas, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Thanks for stopping by.
Merry Christmas and Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad, that's right, my friend. All right, so if you have any information that you want to check out from this topic, just check out the School Source page on WNEN.com. Stick around.